Well, hello and welcome. This is the earnings special, and here we're taking stock of L&T Infotech, which has come out with yet another stellar quarter. To take you through largely the earnings, we have seen revenues, margins, as well as net profits, all ahead of Bloomberg consensus. And to talk to us about the quarter gone by, as well as perhaps the outlook as well, we're at this time conversation with Mr. Sanjay Jalona. He's the CEO and MD at the company. Mr. Jalona, thank you so much for joining us. It's quarter after quarter, we are seeing stellar growth. I think the question the street will at this point be asking is, at some point there will be a little bit of slowdown, perhaps because the base will catch up. But in the near term, say over the next 3 to 4 quarters, can we expect the same run rate to come through based on the pipeline that you see?
Yeah, based on the pipeline that we see, based on the large deal wins that we continue to post, based on the uptick that we see on digital technologies that our customers are asking us to participate in, we are very confident, just like last year, that even in this year we would be at the upper end of the quadrant in terms of the growth leadership, if not being the leader. And where I sit today, next 4 quarters again, I feel very positive with the pipeline, with the conversions that we have had. Greece was not built in a day. It takes a long time to build a team. It takes a long time to build capabilities. That's what we've been doing over the last many years, and that is why I think it's resulting into the quarter's performance that you see from us today.
Right, Mr. Jalona, then my next question is actually a 2-part. First is if you could tell me a little more about the nature of conversions that you guys have. And second, if you could tell me a little more about the quantum of the digital wins that you guys are seeing right now. Are you seeing an increase in size?
Yeah, so there are digital deals. Let me start backwards. There are digital deals of all sizes. There are POCs, proof of concepts that you do for your customer. There are small deals. There are large deals. There are mega deals that you do on digital technologies. And we have done, 8-year deals of $80 million, $100 million on analytics, for example, as well. So there are deals of all sizes and shapes. What you got to remember is digital is nothing extraordinary. It's all about exponential technologies to do basically either help the customers get into newer areas, help them in revenue growth, help them reach address to the customers and partners in ways that they could not do in the past, and so on and so forth. And there are opportunities of all sizes and shapes. As far as you have the basic knowledge of information technology and operational technologies, as far as you're good in technologies that are coming by, artificial intelligence, automation, AI, etc., and you need to know the vertical very well. So the name of the game is actually focusing on few verticals, then taking stock of the technologies that exist, and taking proactive solutions to the customer. So we feel that there are all sizes of deals that are available, and customers are embracing it. Customers are spending money in your technologies only. So that is where the growth will happen for the industry and definitely for us.
Okay, let's talk about your largest vertical then. We have seen a recovery from a lot of your other peers in the financial services space. And again, your growth this time around is largely in line. That said, can we, going forward, expect an acceleration considering in the past 3 or 4 quarters, you guys have actually outperformed some of your peers?
Look, in BFS, definitely we have, even when the industry was a little negative, we felt that there is enough opportunity both in digital banking, analytics, and so on and so forth, especially in the areas that we operate in. So we are always positive. Numbers are there to be seen. We continue to be positive. So I'm confident that even this year, BFS will be ahead of the company's growth, for LTI.
Okay, just a word on manufacturing and energy verticals too, and I think I remember asking you this question last time around as well. It's about the lumpiness and volatility. Is that here to stay as we move in going forward?
See, manufacturing, is very differentiated vertical. Both manufacturing and energy and utilities vertical. So we are very differentiated, oil, because of oil prices, the oil companies are not spending as much. This quarter you've seen a very strong rebound from us. I am still not confident to say that this is a secular trend and the companies will continue to spend in times to come. But definitely I think the bottoming out has happened in many ways. We'll continue to see growth in oil and gas as well. In terms of manufacturing, the growth for us was around 16-17% on the year-on-year basis. So even there, we feel that we'll continue to see the growth. Look, across the vertical for us, we have seen growth, a secular growth across all the verticals. There is one vertical that probably we need to do a little bit more, and that is on the insurance. But there are some large deals that we are working on there, where we feel that in times to come, that we will be able to catch up the growth and make it all verticals growing at strong pace for us.
All right, the final question then, sir. If you could tell me a little more about where you are planning your investments in this financial year.
Look, there are only 5 areas that we have always said that we will invest in. Analytics, digital, automation, IoT, and cloud. This has not changed for us. If we are not being relevant to our customer in these 5 areas, customer is definitely talking to someone else who is more relevant to them. So all our investments continue to be in these 5 areas, and that is where you're seeing bulk of the growth as well come in there. And the digital growth, which you asked a previous question, used to be digital percentage for our business, used to be 34% of our business, which has actually gone up to being 37% of our business. So this is again another assertion that focusing on these 5 areas that I talked about will yield result for us, and that's where we are investing.
All right, Mr. Jalona, we leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining us and taking us through the quarter's numbers as well as the outlook.
Thank you for having me.